Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Norman Manley High School teachers arrested following altercation between Dean of Discipline students. Teachers at Norman Manley High School are said to be arrested following an incident that saw the Dean of Discipline being attacked by students. A video of the incident has since been doing rounds on social media. It's understood that the male teacher attempted to address a breach of the school's dress code policy by a female student. The student reportedly became boisterous and assaulted the teacher. The teacher then retaliated and a physical altercation ensued between the two. Several students then began assaulting the teacher. Beach's stout son gets 20-year prison sentence for slain wife. Jamaican-born U.S. Air Force Major Andre McDonald was handed the maximum sentence of 20 years in prison yesterday. He was convicted on Friday of manslaughter in a Texas court for the gruesome 2019 death of his wife, Andre McDonald. McDonald, 40, is the son of 67-year-old businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald. The elder McDonald, who is accused of murdering both his wives in Jamaica, is currently in custody and scheduled to stand trial in September for the murder of his second wife. Man arrested following seizure of pistol in Ramble, Hanover. A man was arrested following the seizure of a pistol on the Ramble Main Road in Hanover on Sunday. Reports from the Ramble police are that about 1 a.m., lawmen were conducting a vehicular checkpoint operation in the area when the driver of a motorcycle was signaled to stop. He was accosted, searched, and a weapon was found in his possession. He was subsequently arrested on reasonable suspicion of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Doctors on contract to receive salary increases and retroactive payments. The Minister of Finance and Public Service has agreed to make retroactive payments and grant salary increases to doctors who are now on contract in the public health sector. This was disclosed by President of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association, Dr. Mendy Fitzhedley. In an interview with reporters, Dr. Fitzhedley said the association met with officials of the Ministry of Health last week to discuss several major issues of concern to the doctors. The JDMA had rejected the position of the Minister of Finance that doctors currently on contract will not be receiving retroactive payments under the Compensation Review Program. Dr. Fitzhedley said she met with members of the association last week to update them on the new position of the Finance Ministry. Resigned FSC head to be paid 3 months' salary. Resigned Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, Everton McFarlane, is to receive 3 months' salary as part of his compensation package. Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark made the disclosure in a statement yesterday afternoon that was posted on his Twitter page. Clark said McFarlane was employed to the regulatory body on a 36-month fixed-term contract, which included negotiated increases. He was earning a salary of approximately $16 million per annum, among other benefits inclusive of a 25% taxable gratuity instead of pension and housing allowance of approximately $1.3 million per annum. Clark said McFarlane is to receive 3 months' pay, basic salary, housing allowances, and outstanding gratuity in notice of notice as set out in the termination provisions of his employment contract. He will also be allowed to purchase his assigned motor vehicle under the terms of the government's review compensation motor vehicle policy for the public sector. It should be noted that the above represents Mr. McFarlane's contractual entitlements. Furthermore, Mr. McFarlane waived his right to payments for accrued vacation leave, said Clark. McFarlane resigned from the FSC on January 19 amid an unfolding billion-dollar fraud scandal at investment firm Stock and Security Limited, SSL. His resignation took effect on January 31st. The accounts of at least 40 people, including 8-time Olympic and world champion Usain Bolt, were defrauded of approximately $3 billion. Bolt's account is said to have been defrauded of US $12.7 million between 2012 and 2017. The FSC has since come under pressure as the state entity that regulates non-deposit-taking institutions. From as far back as 2009, it raised many issues with SSL, which was branded a problem institution. Administrative workers at UTEC staged sick-out. More than 200 administrative workers at the University of Technology Jamaica UTEC have staged a sick-out, protesting the lack of progress in the ongoing compensation review with the institution. This is the second protest action by the workers in 2 months. President of the University of Technology Administrative Staff Association, Janet Grayson, told reporters that despite numerous meetings, her association has been unable to give a definite position from UTEC's management as to where the members of the administrative staff would fall within the new compensation structure. We have been operating on the past establishment, which was from 1995, and it only recognizes 603 staff. Currently, the university has a complement of more than 1,300 staff. So if the government does not recognize this current establishment that we're using, which we have not signed off on, then the staff who do not have their post numbers, they will not be able to benefit from the public sector reform, she said. She said the latest meeting held with university management in January did not give members any optimism that the institution is advocating for them, only to realize that we were in a worse position than we had started because we have been asking them to get our establishment to be signed off by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Finance for the staff to be able to benefit from the administrative and the public sector review with the current establishment. We are not going to have this done anytime soon, she said. Grayson said the sit-out is expected to last for 2 days. On Thursday, UTESAS will be having the meeting with representatives from the Ministry of Labour before deciding its next steps. We are only asking the university's management to do what they need to do to ensure that the staff are able to do their work. They've been paid to manage the university, and we are asking them to reach out, take a stand where our parent ministries are concerned to ensure that the staff are satisfied, she said. St. Elizabeth fisherman sentenced to over 12 years in prison for US $40 million cocaine. A 42-year-old St. Elizabeth fisherman was sentenced to an accumulated 12 years in prison in the Home Circuit Court after being convicted on drug-related charges. Daniel Hansen was sentenced after he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act, which he was charged with in 2021. He was arrested along with 2 other men on Monday, November 22, 2021, at about 9 p.m. after the Jamaican Defense Force Coast Guard intercepted a fishing boat off the coast of Black River, St. Elizabeth, on which they were traveling with approximately 812 kg of cocaine. The Jamaica Constabulary Forces JCF Narcotics Division investigated the incident and charged all 3 men with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, importing cocaine, trafficking cocaine, and being a part of a criminal organization. Hansen pleaded guilty to possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, and importing cocaine, and received sentences amounting to 12 years and 2 months. He may, however, spend approximately 7 years and 7 months in prison, as some of the sentences are to run consecutively. Charges against the other men were withdrawn. The drug the men were charged for had an estimated street value of over US $40 million. FLA implements changes in line with new gun license appeal process. The Firearm Licensing Authority FLA says it has made progress in its efforts to modernize its operations and maximize transparency following changes to its appeal process. Under the new appeal process, an individual aggrieved by the FLA's board decision regarding the granting, amending, or suspension of a firearm authorization may appeal to the FLA's review panel for consideration. The panel now holds the authority to confirm the decision of the board or refer the matter back to the board for a fresh decision. In a media release on Monday, the FLA said, while its board made the final ruling, the establishment of the review panel to assess the matter adds a layer of equity that had previously been questioned by applicants. In addition, this decision is now final without any reference to the National Security Minister. The changes to the appeal process support the FLA's dedication to improve its operations with smooth, clear, and fair processes. The implementation of a review panel that is independent to the board is a major transformation that will ensure customers' due process when seeking an appeal, commended CEO of the Firearm Licensing Authority, Shane Dolan. The change followed passage of Firearms Prohibition and Regulation Act 2022. The FLA says it has since introduced a range of changes, such as the expansion of ballistic testing of bullets, the marking of firearms, and electronic fingerprinting.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the